Hello everyone. Gaze is going to be a little late. There's a train in traffic. And
Hello?
Tyler just picked up finally, so there's that.
I wasn't hearing any ringing.
That's weird. Do you have some kind of setting turned off in Discord?
It might have me sitting in streamer mode for some reason. I'll go and disable it.
So, I may have found us a GM for Pathfinder.
I already read the article
So-
and everything, the page. I know.
You've been watching the conversation I've been having?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have been watching.
Yeah, so I already sent him the Discord link.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he'll get back to me soon. Do you disagree with any of the things I've been telling him?
Not necessarily, no. I think everything's okay. I'm more interested in just what he has planned anyway. So because we know not yet how he operates, so but what's up tonight then? What are we doing?
Potentially finishing the game.
Okay.
The first thing that I had to do, which is something that I most likely have to do solo,
Yeah.
is try and defeat the Orphan of Kos.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to get there to help you tonight. Because I'd have to go through the other bosses to get there. So you're better off giving it a shot yourself a few times.
I did do some root chalices, and I got myself some awesome blood gems.
Okay.
And I also got myself the lost saw cleaver.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it is kind of better to have 3 different blood gem spots.
Yeah.
So you can get like
kind of is.
Yeah, you can get one really good triangular one really good radial one, and one really good waning one. So that's what I've got now. I had one that was really powerful, and I thought, oh, this isn't so bad, it just lowers my weapon durability by 40 points. Well, I don't know if the 40 that's displayed is, you know, a 1-to-1 conversion or something. Maybe it's even 40%. Who knows? But I found myself breaking my weapon every 2 trips into the lecture building.
Yeah. It might be a percentage thing. I'm not really sure. Either that or it just straight cuts 40 points off from your total max. Something like that, maybe.
I don't think so, because that would still leave me with 80% of my durability. Yeah, but I have almost 600 AR with this thing now. And it's a really fast weapon, so you can do the math on the DPS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that should be more than good enough. You're very close to what I got with the Moonlight Sword now, so you should be okay.
Okay, shortcut opened. That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even get hit once. Right, down the ladder. Next order of business is to activate the elevator. That's weird. That thing was not waking up.
Yeah.
Okay, now they are. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this to you or if Kaze mentioned it at all after I told him. But there is a fan-made Demon Souls server up and running.
Oh,
Yes.
how do you access that?
You just had to change you have to manually change your primary DPN on your PS3 settings.
Oh,
And
okay.
then you can access it.
Nice.
Apparently it works pretty well.
Nice. That's really cool if they actually did that. So I spent a lot of time earlier looking through the different class options for
Pathfinder.
well, specifically one class of Pathfinder. The ones that are mounted. What are they called? Crusaders? No. The Cavalier. That's it. I was looking through the Cavalier options. It just amazes me still just how much there is. Because not only do you get to choose like your base Cavalier, right? So like, okay, I'm a Cavalier. So what options do you have under Cavalier? Well, you get to choose an order, which there's about 50 orders to choose from. Some of them get rid of skills, some of them add them or whatever, but that's fine. Then, if you want to even have further customization, you can go further than that. And let me see here. I'm going to look at the list of them so I get the right names. Let's see. Cavalier.
Kaze's here.
What? Okay.
You still there, Tyler? Guys? Hello? What's going on?
Source.
There we go.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Why?
Well, because I couldn't hear you for the longest time.
No. Sorry. You can hear me now then?
Yes?
Okay. Sorry.
It's like Discord muted you for as long as it took for Kaze to pick up the call.
No, I picked it up immediately, but it didn't connect properly, so I had to leave and reconnect. So I think the entire group DM was like taking a minute to turn completely on.
Weird.
So what did you miss that I said then? When did it cut me out?
Everything after I said Kaze's here.
Oh. How I was just going through all the different options you had for Cavalier.
Different Cavalier orders.
Not just orders. There's also favored class bonuses, the additional feats you can take for animal companions and your mount, and additional archetypes, which you can mix and match and add as many as you want, of which there's about 50 of them. So after going through all the different options and finding out the crazy stuff you can do, like I figured out you can actually build your Cavalier in such a way that his mounts are ghost dinosaurs.
I'm sorry, did you say ghost dinosaur mounts?
Yeah, ghost dinosaurs that can walk on water and fly. And it's not even third party.
I am in love with this class already.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Because all the archetype stuff only contradicts certain stuff, so you can kind of mix and match. And there's like a lot of stuff that you can do. It'll usually remove your standard banner feats though if you don't want to use those. But ghost dinosaurs.
Okay, here I am. I'm about to attempt soloing the Orphan of Kos in New Game Plus.
Good luck, man.
But I have a +10 Lost Saw Cleaver with the best blood gems that I could stand to farm from the root chalices. I've got 4 points short of 600 AR with it, and it's a fast weapon. And I've been leveling like crazy. I'm level 204. I have 50 skill, 44 strength, 30 blood tinge, 40 arcane, which I'm going to be using with this fire paper here. What was all that just now?
I'll plug my headphones back in.
Why do your headphones make so much noise when you plug them in?
Because it plugged into the bottom microphone.
You should probably mute the microphone when you do that then. Okay, now I'm hearing a lot of microwave sounds.
Alright, we gonna fight Kos or what?
Well, Kos is dead.
Well, the Orphan of Kos. It's easier to say Kos than the Orphan of Kos. Because you just say the Orphan, I guess.
Okay, buddy. Oh, come on, I parried you and everything.
You feeling any better, Tyler?
Oh, yeah. I don't hurt as much anymore, which is good. I can sleep well now. Yeah, it's working out.
Like, what exactly did you think? Did you just, like, sprain something, or do you think you, like, broke something?
I didn't break anything. No. Just hurt. Just, it got something mixed up when I fell. And just caused a lot of pain. That's all. Nothing broke, though.
What the fuck?
What?
I'm dead.
Yeah, but why? What killed you? What move?
Havoc Spinner. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, but you can still say
Awkwardly describe it.
like was it one of his jump attacks? Or,
No.
I mean, that's how the wiki describes them, as rather awkwardly exact. Because the moves don't have names.
Yeah.
But triple ground pound?
The ground pound thing that he does? Okay. Just wanted to get an idea.
Mario's nightmare. And also, PJ.
Yeah?
I'm assuming since you suggested we do, like, for the in-between thing, do some tabletop sessions that you don't want to do Monster Hunter World.
I would have to buy it. It's Christmas season,
Yeah, it is on sale, I think. I think it's $30 right now. Oh.
Damn it.
Yeah, if you're gonna have any luck at finishing that off, I'll definitely need some time to do it.
Okay, I parried you perfectly the first attack you did this fight. The last fight, that is. And now I can't parry you at all. And every time I do parry you, I get hit at the same time, so I can't riposte.
I also learned some pretty cool things about races as well in Pathfinder. Specifically, I was very fascinated by the inclusion of gargoyles as a class race, and the different varieties of them that there are. There's one in particular that's pretty cool called a water-stock gargoyle that can, shoot water from its mouth in a high jet form to non-lethal damage and push things over or trip them. But the reason why they can actually do that is so they can imitate patterns by tripping water out of their mouths.
Okay,
And I thought that was
second
very
phase.
clever. The second phase.
Yeah, but I'm really low on blood vials.
You can always equip some more, couldn't you?
Shit. I didn't take my moon runes off.
Yeah. You can take care of it when you finish, I guess. There's even these other ones that what is it? Gemstone gargoyles? They're creative gemstones. That are more intelligent than normal ones, which is pretty cool. Found that kind of fascinating. Although I don't know how they can really operate in city states, but that's the one I'm supposed to.
I'm dead. That move is impossible to get out of. Alright, I'm gonna have to go change up my runes. Really should have done that in the first place.
Well, it shouldn't take you that many tries to get it.
The fact that you got that far with the wrong runes, I think, is pretty telling of how easy it's gonna get.
Right, yeah.
Because you took him down to what, a third of his total health?
I think. Wasn't really watching his health too much.
Yeah, you took him down real far, so you shouldn't have that much trouble, honestly.
I also read up the article for their versions of kobolds as well, which I find very intriguing in the way that, with the way Pathfinder is, you can kind of, there's so many different varieties of ways you can customize the different characters for races and stuff, that a lot of the time you can completely get rid of negatives in exchange for making the character more generic. Like, the whole low light sensitivity that the kobolds normally have, you can get rid of through choosing a certain a certain feat, or whatever, not a feat, but it's like a customization option. But it also gets rid of some other benefits the race gives. So it kind of makes it more generic and less detrimental in certain situations. And they seem to be more okay with different beast races and different people being different. Having different personalities as compared to D&D, because D&D is really kind of set in stone with a lot of its beast races and the way they act and the way they are interpreted by society. But it's very different in Pathfinder. They seem to want you to kind of have a little more freedom to play different things, at least outside of lore.
Is Pathfinder as, how could I describe this? Do they take alignment to the same literal level that D&D does.
I think alignment is still pretty serious in the Pathfinder world.
Pathfinder is real heavy on the alignment rules. Like, there's even classes that lose their abilities if your alignment changes to certain types. Like barbarians lose.
I was gonna say that makes sense, like alignment change and losing powers, but it's just like literally, it's always annoyed me that certain races are inherently evil.
No,
well, they don't.
Oh, hold on. It makes sense for half orcs because of their lore, but the other races are just most of the time the DM guide will just not the DM guide the core rule books will say that they tend toward those alignments, not that they're restricted to them.
But looking at the lore of D&D, though, you find very, very few examples. Like one example that always gets brought up is how in artwork for D&D, you can find like kobolds and other races hanging out with like the main core races of D&D, even though like it's very rare to like they say that it's entirely rare to see one. I mean, they sort of ignore the fact that there are these races that are good guys in some cases. And I don't think just saying they most tend is really a good way of doing it. Because it's sort of detrimental to character creation, I feel, to be like that. Sometimes, at least. It seems to me that lore is a little less important in the Pathfinder universe. Because they don't really talk as much about it. And we know a lot less about the time frame. There is more wiggle room. In fact, from what I've heard, a lot of the adventure packets, or whatever they're called, adventures, are written with a lot of ambiguity in places to kind of allow whatever you want to be wherever. In fact, even the events, like all of the adventures that have been written for Pathfinder, have only taken up about 100 years of the world's timeline. So there's a lot that is open.
You know, there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Every edition of D&D that's been out so far, all of their adventure modules take place at roughly the same time per edition. That's so that the lore can be consistent. They don't have to worry about explaining timelines and what else is going on in the world at the same time for every adventure.
But most of the adventures that are written for D&D do tend to be connected, right? To some extent?
I wouldn't say connected. They take place in the same world, and each edition, they take place in roughly the same time. But none of them are necessarily canon.
Alright. I just get a different vibe. I guess that's the best way of putting it from Pathfinder. Just a different vibe. I mean, like, here's a good example, right? Like, winged kobolds. Those are mentioned in D&D, that those are something that can be born. And yet they give they give no rules for how a winged kobold works. Or, you know, it kind of doesn't even give you an option to even become one. I mean, you could be one, but what does it actually do for you? And Pathfinder seems to really care about that, even giving specific feat choices specific to kobolds that make their wings more effective or less effective.
I don't think winged kobolds are playable in 5e yet.
No, but what I'm saying is they're mentioned and there's options for it. Even the ability to create your own races from scratch in Pathfinder is rare if you're going to do it. They use this thing. What?
They're there in the Dungeon Master's Guide for 5e as well.
Yeah, but how open is it? Is it kind of just like do they have a system for it? Or is it more of just kind of like DM discretion?
I really can't think about that right now.
Okay.
If you want, you can just open up the 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide and see for yourself. no way I can parry this guy. Oh, wait, I did it. But I still didn't get a riposte, even though I didn't get hit. Okay, that jumping attack he does, it may be easy to, Well, this is interesting.
What's up?
What an interestingly placed little tree.
Well.
Let's see. Let's see if I've got some Molotov cocktails or something.
That's wonderful.
I'll see what sounds like.
Okay. He freed himself. Oh, actually, I freed him of my Molotov cocktails. Right, second phase. What actually changes on this phase? Well, that was a dumb attack.
Looks like his weapon gets bigger.
Okay, here comes the lightning. Best to deal with that by dodging through it. Damn it!
You had him down to probably a fifth of his health, too.
What was that last attack he used? He jumped so high into the air that I locked off.
He does that pretty commonly.
There's no way I can keep an eye on him to actually dodge out of the way when he lands. Assuming that dodging out of the way would have worked. Okay, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
The only way I can parry him is to get hit at the same time. I don't understand how to do it.
I don't know either.
I'm dead again.
If parrying is that difficult, wouldn't it be easier just to not worry about parrying then?
I'd be able to get in so much more damage if I could just figure out how to do it.
I don't believe the second phase can be parried, but don't take my word for that. I don't know. I feel that when I fought it, that was the case, but I'm not sure. But no, I know to some extent what you're talking about, where it's hard to time it properly. I could never get the timing down myself. I think it has something to do with him having very few startup frames for his attacks that are actually parryable. So a lot of the time, by the time you actually parry him, it ends up going through anyway.
Okay, well that doesn't work. That was weird. He canceled his own attack. Also, apparently if I attack him while he's recoiling, he continues an animation he didn't start as though he never recoiled. That's real fair. What the hell kind of move was that? The thing that didn't even hit me took out almost all my health. And then he hit me while I was still getting up.
There's a reason this dude tops a lot of people's hardest boss lists. He's definitely up there. By the way, did you guys hear the most ridiculous, like, what must be the most ridiculously overpriced thing I've ever seen?
What?
Tiffany's sells a bookmark that I'm presuming is made out of pure silver. It's just a paperclip.
Okay.
And it's $165.
Okay.
Or if you get the 18 karat gold version, it's $1,500.
Well, somebody buys it.
Yep, that somebody probably shouldn't have access.
I mean, you're doing a hell of a lot of damage when you hit him, though.
Goddamn, his combos are timed so stupidly. What the hell was that?
He can throw those grenade things.
But it didn't hit me. I dodged it.
It has splash damage. It's a grenade.
Yeah. It landed behind you and the splash damage hit you.
Every time I've dodged those, I've never gotten hit by them.
Well, it was pretty close behind you.
Man, I don't know what you want us to respond to with that. Suddenly the physics changed, I guess?
Yeah.
I didn't know they exploded. I thought it was just something he threw at you.
Yeah. They explode.
God, how many layers deep does this boss go?
I mean, it shouldn't be that deep. I mean, I would imagine you would have seen that when you first threw them.
No,
But-
because I usually either get hit by them or dodge them, and then nothing happens.
Well, if you get hit by them, you should see the explosion radius.
When I'm not looking at it?
You're constantly looking at it. I mean, you're fighting the fight.
I'm fighting the boss, not the space behind me.
But you're watching it when it moves past you. That's how you know it's dodge. So you should be looking at it, right?
Not after it's already past me.
I don't understand.
I don't have eyes in the back of my head.
Well, the TV's right in front of you.
I'm dead again. Kaze, can you explain to me what Tyler's trying to say?
Not a whole lot, actually. I'm not 100%.
Because Tyler's trying to tell me that I can see the space behind my character where the camera isn't facing.
They don't usually go behind you. Most of the time when you dodge out of the way, they're still visible on screen. You can see the explosion radius. Like, even still, just if you look when he throws it, you can usually see them. I guess you just never saw it as a damaging location most
Does
of the time,
it
I guess.
explode after it passes me, or when it hits the ground?
When it hits the ground. But you can usually see it hit the ground. Like even that last fight where you got hit before, you seen it hit the ground 2 other times during that fight.
Maybe you did, but I'm not looking at it. Once I've dodged it, it's no longer an option. I'm trying to focus on the boss and dodge his attacks. Oh, I finally got a right post.
I was moving around, so I couldn't make my choke in time for it to be ready.
What the hell?
Final Fantasy.
Dodged too early.
No, but I feel ya. I feel ya.
Okay, that time I noticed it explode, but why didn't it hit me? Because they were so close by.
Well, you dodged away. You didn't do anything to fight the guy.
It didn't protect me that last time.
Because you were just ending your dodge. You ended the dodge when the explosion happened. I mean, I'm sorry. Obvious stuff to me isn't as obvious to everybody else.
Well, thank you, I'm so smart.
I'm not even trying to be a smart ass or anything, dude.
I was joking. I'm not mad.
Alright.
You really think I would make a Reddit reference if I was mad?
I mean, most people on Reddit are pretty angry.
I'm not on Reddit.
You know, if you're looking for a good opportunity to get a parry, why don't you try and parry him when he does the down strike?
Because he always hits me when I parry him. Then that's how I usually parry him. But then I get hit at the same time, and then I can't riposte.
What? Well, if you shoot him from far back to trigger the parry, then you can just dodge him with the parry, can't you? Or does it not work like that?
He doesn't do it unless I'm close to him. And I can't shoot while backstepping.
Okay, I understand. And one full dodge back doesn't put you in enough range to be protected.
I can dodge the attack just fine.
Because if it was me, I'd probably try to do a thing where I get close to him, then dodge back immediately as soon as he starts to do the animation, parry, then dodge back and do the counter attack.
Okay, I'm on the second phase again. How did that hit me? I'm dead. That doesn't make any sense. I dodged backward while he was doing the attack. I had no invincibility frames. I got hit.
You dodged back right. And his attack makes him travel to the right. So if you would dodge straight back, you probably would have dodged the attack.
Didn't I dodge straight back?
No.
That's what I was
You
trying to
dodged
do.
back right. It has something to do probably with you being locked onto him, but that's unavoidable. You know, not locking on this fight's a death sentence.
I thought locking off was only a good idea for big bosses.
That's what I'm saying. But locking on in any circumstance does affect your dodging in the directions that you do. So It doesn't really matter. You're doing fine. You'll get them for sure.
If I'm locked off though, my rolls, well, my dodges become rolls, and how does it affect my invincibility frames?
Like I said, it's fine. I don't honestly know what would be a better choice in this situation. I don't know. I don't understand why the attack carries him so far forward as well as right anyway. You'd think it would just carry him straight right or left, but it doesn't.
I'm dead.
It'll feel good when you actually get it, though, won't it?
Probably.
That's the point of doing it.
What I want to know is, why is it... Okay, I'm still trying to figure out the rule for parrying. Is the parry window just when they're swinging their attack, but before it's capable of actually doing damage to you?
No.
Because when he's doing his double spin thing, I can't just shoot him at any point in that attack, and it won't parry him.
It differs per attack, per enemy. That's just how it is.
It's
it
too
differs.
inconsistent.
No, the point is it's inconsistent. You're supposed to learn and practice and figure out exactly for each enemy. That's where the whole attitude of mastery comes in.
I mean, it's the same way in Dark Souls.
Yeah, for the shield stuff. Yeah.
Like, every single attack has a different parry window. The only difference is now you have to calculate in the travel of your bullet. Which does massively complicate it, but it's still learnable.
I mean, generally speaking,
Shooting earlier when he does his jump attack does not work.
no, I don't know at what point during the jump is actually parryable. I would guess it's the point right before he makes contact with the ground with his blade. Because the initial jump, right, when he's just in the air, doesn't do damage. So it would have to be the very start of the point where he starts doing damage when he makes contact.
Okay.
Your best bet for the jump may be to dodge through it.
Yeah, see, like that, with the overhead slam, you just did it. Yeah. Well, behind from you.
And then it does that. Or it doesn't give me the riposte. Most of the time.
Yeah, you kind of like dodged through him for some reason. Like,
I was just trying to get close to him.
well, I guess that just comes into the whole mastery element as well. Knowing the exact distance of a dodge so that you know not to overdo it. Or underdo it. Yeah, the window for the parry on the chain strike also seems kind of funky.
Well, I'm dead. I saw that coming before it even hit me. He loves to throw those things when I'm down to 1 hit point. Like throwing a throwing knife at a player who's down to low health.
I've never determined how the AI is actually programmed in these games, and like what makes them choose one attack over another.
It just
I mean,
seems
sometimes
random to me.
Sometimes it seems to be due to distance. Some moves seem to be other things. It's a bit random. I don't think it's completely random, though. I don't think we're dealing with Pokemon Trainer AI here. How is it we've come so far in the Pokemon series and they're still programmed that way?
Is Pokemon really just programmed to do random moves?
No.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
not in Pokemon Red and Blue. In Red and Blue, enemy Pokemon are programmed to automatically choose whichever move is going to be super effective. And you can get a lot of gym battles and like loops that way.
I suppose, yeah, that is true. They will choose whatever move's super effective, even if that move doesn't do anything. It'll do that, yeah. But they did add in random elements with it at some point, because, like, you'll get weird moments like where, like, a Miltank will drink milk at full health. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Or bird types will use rest for no reason.
Which the fact that it's usable at all during a fight is still confusing. Like, can you imagine just fighting something and then it falls?
Yeah.
Or starts sucking milk out of its own nipples. That's always kind of weird when that happens.
I mean, it's a pretty good weird out tactic for the fight. Probably would make you feel like, I'm not sure if I want to keep fighting this something.
I get a feeling that the chain attack he does, that the only parry window available for it is before the weapon leaves his hand. Like before it actually goes swinging outward. But I have no idea if that's the case. Because it seems whenever you hit him when it's already on the ground or he's going outward, it doesn't do anything. It's weird. Unless some of his moves just don't have parry windows, which might also be the case. I would like to see them release a mod or something. That would be hard to do on console. That would show the hit and hit boxes for all attacks. That'd be exceptionally useful.
Yeah, there was just like a little purple box in the bottom right corner of the screen that appeared only when a parry was available on your target.
I mean, that'd be helpful too, I suppose. But I was just talking in general, like red boxes that would appear over the monitor over here when an attack is actually damage dealing, so you can get an idea of when they start and end. Then you get into some crazy Smash Brothers shit where like you can look at Cloud's hitboxes and how like his attacks are 3 times larger than his actual sword size.
Okay. I've mostly learned his attacks for the first phase.
Yeah, it's gonna be the second stage of the thing.
What the hell?
Yeah, that jump, man. Looks like the attack radius for the jump is a lot less behind his model, but you can't really control that. Oh, nice dodge.
Got him.
Nice.
Oh, no, no, not quite. Now he's dead.
Okay, there you go.
I was trying to finish him off with bullets, but they did less damage than I thought they would.
You had a lot of very, very nice dodges there at the end. I want to give some major props. You actually used some get-up frames to dodge a few attacks, which I was impressed by.
Get up
You probably
frames?
don't even. Yeah, when you get up from being knocked down, you can actually enter a dodge a few frames earlier than you can if just standing still, like 1 or 2 frames earlier. You actually used that to dodge an explosion at one point, and it was pretty impressive. Yeah, it like hit during that time. It was you were so close. You were so close. You also did a few of those dodges where you get around the back of them. It was pretty cool. You did really well. You did really, really well there. That was impressive.
Is Kaze there?
Yeah, I'm here. I have my mic muted because Matt's cooking.
Did you see?
Yeah.
I beat it.
Yay. Also, some interesting world news.
Yeah.
NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft has finally officially reached interstellar space
Nice.
after 4 decades of traveling.
What's interstellar? Is that like beyond Pluto?
That is beyond the I believe interstellar is beyond the heliosphere, which is the edge of the sun's influence.
All that, and I didn't even get that many blood echoes.
Nah. Well, you didn't transition the moon into the last phase yet, so you should get that line you wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the heliosphere is the region of space encompassing the solar system in which solar wind has a significant influence. So basically, the main part of our solar system.
Okay, real quick. I'm gonna talk to the plain doll and finally get this last piece of dialogue.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
What?
Good hunter.
She's not saying it.
Farewell, may.
Does she just have a chance of saying it?
No, she's supposed to say it if the house isn't on fire after you beat the Orphan of Kos.
Was it a erased line or something? Unused line or something, perhaps? It might be unused.
Oh, come
Let's
on.
Oh, hold on. Let me check.
I got the first line of dialogue.
Hold on.
Let me try talking to her again.
Welcome home. What is.
No?
Farewell, may.
Is there something that I have to do still? Or was I supposed to talk to her after beating the boss but before killing the shadow?
No, you're supposed to kill the shadow.
So why isn't she saying it? I worked hard for that piss-ass little line of dialogue.
It might be removed content.
Then how did Vati get it?
Vati gets a lot of stuff. Because we've already discussed how there's a lot of removed content in this game that is still viewable in the game if you just do certain things.
After defeating... Oh, shit. No. You need to visit and talk to her after beating Maria.
That's what I did.
Before loading the area twice?
I got the line that she says after beating Maria.
Okay.
She's
so
supposed
that's
to
it then?
get. She's supposed to get another line after you beat the Orphan of Kos.
Oh, after defeating the Orphan of Kos, but before attacking the Black Shadow.
Really?
Yeah. That's what it says.
That is such a hidden piece of. What? Who would?
That's like the most hidden you can possibly get in this game.
Yeah.
It's the transition between a boss kill and the boss kill message. There's dialogue.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me, game?
That's
Yeah.
like saying there's a hidden boss that you can only get when you talk to a shopkeeper and open up the shop dialogue box, but don't select buy or sell.
So, do you just want me to read what the line is then?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, good hunter. I can hear Garamond sleeping. On any other night, he'd be restless. But on this night, he sounds so very calm. Perhaps something has eased his suffering.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. That's what she says.
Don't know why she said no. Stupid
But
shadow.
why would she not say it if you kill the shadow? Does that make the suffering come back?
I don't know.
It must. Like, it must be tied to that. I guess maybe you're in the act of killing the shadow. You have somehow, like, maybe that's not the canon timeline. Maybe you fucked something up.
Whatever, let's go kill Murgo's wet nurse. What's the fastest way to get there? What?
Murgo's loft base, right? Or is it
Middle.
middle? Okay. Yeah, because I still don't have what's his face dead. So
Mikolash?
you guys can kill the wet nurse, no problem though. So that's fine.
Question, how do you actually do the save backup?
I haven't attempted it yet. I guess we'll find out after I kill Murgo. But we also have to go kill Amygdala first.
Well, I can definitely help with Amygdala, but you guys can handle the wet nurse. And then after that, we can. Well, is there anything left after that, or no?
After I show both endings, the only thing I can think of is looking up a list of bosses to see if there are any in the Chalice dungeons we haven't fought. Alright, well, I'm at Murgo's Loft Middle and I'm ringing my big bell.
Wait a second. Don't we want to check to see about that ring too?
I got the ring.
But will that line still occur if you kill Murgo, or do you have to do it before?
You already
killing?
did it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I did all that last time when you weren't here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit before I can get there because I was trying to do the backup.
I'm heading to go and get the
Why
Nightmare
is
Frontier open.
I'm having such a hard time opening my save data in my system storage? It's only 3 gigs of stuff there. It shouldn't be hard.
Okay, I'm looking through all the Child's dungeons now to see if there's any that we have missed boss-wise.
No, just look up a list of bosses.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
It looks like there might be one.
I thought
so
you
far.
said you looked up a list of Chalice dungeons. Alright, well,
Chalice
I just got
dungeons-
invaded.
Okay.
Well, we're bowing to each other, so this is gonna be fun.
Okay. There are. Let's see.
Okay, it's actually really easy.
All right. Well, I'm glad that it's easy.
Yeah, you just go to settings, applications, save data management, saved data and system storage, and then there's an upload button there. So
Okay, there.
uploading mine now.
As far as I can tell, there are only 2 bosses that we've not done in the chalices. One we don't have to do because it's identical to a standard enemy. It's a boss version of the Man-Eater Boar. It has no additional moves and it looks no different than its normal one. It just has more health, so we don't need to fight that. The other one is something called the Forgotten Madman. It's found on layer 2 of Lower Hinterton.
Lower hint. Do we even have that chalice?
I think we get it from the Amidala, don't we?
Lower hinted to?
Lower Hinterton gets beat Hinterton again.
Beat him! Or her. Well, that was a long fight, but I won. They cornered themselves.
As for what the Forgotten Madman is, though, it's not really anything special either.
Oh, it looks like it's just one of those dudes that wears. Yeah, it's not a special enemy. It's just a normal enemy.
Okay, just more health, same as the boar?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
It's one of those dudes that wears those robes that has like a snake thing on it.
You know what we're talking about, Peach?
You're not talking about the guys who sprout snakes from their heads, are you?
No.
No. They wear black robes, and it looks like they got some snakish stuff growing from their left arm. Yeah. So, and they wield great swords.
Where do you normally face them?
Well, the normal enemy's called the Madman, right? So
Yeah. I swear, I think we've seen them in the Chalice dungeons randomly. You can only get their armor after beating the boss, but... Or is it that we've summoned a old hunter that was wearing it? Maybe that's what we saw.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I think one of the Madara's twins wears that set, maybe. How is it having this much trouble uploading 37 megs of data?
37 megs. I have images that are that big.
Yeah. It's only uploaded 12 so far, and it's just really having a hard time.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we got that all wrong. The Forgotten Madman isn't like a normal enemy. He's a hunter. He's not even a full boss. He's just a hunter.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he's just a hunter. That's all he is. So no, that means the only boss we've missed is the boss version of the pig. That's it. Which doesn't even have any set spawns, so we couldn't even find it if we wanted to.
And I think I've fought it before anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was on stream, but if it's just a pig, no one's missing anything.
No.
It's a man-eater boar. Shove your hand up its ass, it's dead.
It might be best, though, cause if you look at the list too to make sure that nothing's been missed, because I miss things.
Yeah.
So look up the list and see, make sure there's anything else. Oh, did we? I was gonna say, like, you look it up, you're like, well, we didn't fight like these 15 bosses. Wow, there's a boss version of like the little slug guys. It takes 2 hits instead of 1.
There's a Loran Silver Beast boss? Are you serious?
We fought that though.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we?
It's in it's a Lower Lorraine, isn't it?
We never went to Lower Loran.
Didn't we?
No.
No.
But it's just a Silver Beast. Like, why is that a boss?
I thought we went to Lower Lorraine.
No.
Okay.
And then Lower Ailing Loran and Sinister Lower Ailing Loran has a Dark Beast. But it's just Parl. in a chalice. Fuck that.
But Paro is easy.
But in a chalice, you know, they make them like 6 times as hard. You know this.
Oh,
I guess I'm just.
They make him do more
I guess
damage
I'm-
and they get more health, but
There's no
Doing
new
unfair
moves to
damage.
show off, and no new animations or anything.
Yeah, it's nothing new. It's just a different arena to fight the same thing that we fought. And it's not even a different arena technically, because we've been in the same arenas over and over and over again.
It would be funny if, like, they might glow different colors, just as a random thing.
Yeah, just like red lightning instead of blue.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
that,
I'm up by where the Thumerian Queen normally appears.
okay. Yeah, so you're right there in front of Murgo.
Yeah. All set. I hit the elevator shortcut and everything. I am good to go.
Yeah, I've still got 17 megs to upload. Which you might, considering Tyler doesn't like, he can't help you there, you might want to just upload your data now.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, when I back up my save, then I'm gonna have to fight Murgo's wet nurse again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to too, but I mean, that's fine. It's gonna take, it takes what, 5 minutes?
I might as well just kill Murgo's wet nurse.
Well, I have to kill it again?
Yeah. 'cause-
If he would back it up now and then restore to that.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can just kill Murgo with your weapon with the strength that it has. It shouldn't be a problem. What's up?
Did you fuck up?
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Well, maybe I can survive this fall.
Yeah, you won't die. You shouldn't.
Oh yeah,
It's not very.
not dead,
Yeah.
not dead.
It was funny as shit looking though. Like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh no.
Okay, I guess I'll try fighting Murgo's wet nurse solo. I mean, I fought Orphan of Kos solo. How hard can it be?
Yeah, it's not going to be hard. You only have to worry about the one thing, the one move that she has.
Easy to deal with as long as you just okay.
Did you already do that? Yeah, you did.
A million times. How are you supposed to get near her?
You're supposed, if you get behind her, that's the easiest thing to do. You can also just wait for her attacks to end, but if you're behind her, then once her attacks end,
Do her attacks ever end?
Yeah,
they do.
but also if you get behind her, she can like barely hit you, and she does negligible damage.
Yeah, so get up close, then just dodge around her until you get to the back. That's all you gotta do. And that weird slishy slash move she does, where she throws it in the air, like that is super easy to dodge.
Yeah, the wet nurse is honestly not that much of a threat. She looks like a threat. She looks flashy.
You might be having a harder time just because you're staying back so much. Just get up close and dodge behind her. That's all you gotta do.
She looks flashier than she is. Her moves are very exact. She hits mainly in front of her, and then her all-around move hits all around, but the back 2 blades barely touch you.
Yeah.
And then during this, you just have to run in circles and avoid.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You technically don't have to do that. Like you can actually like just walk and be fine.
Yeah, but this is just safer.
Yeah. Unless you run into her, but whatever.
I have crazy amounts of stamina, so I'm not worried.
Yeah.
And health. Seriously, why is it taking so long to upload 30 megs? The fuck? My
Right.
PlayStation just having a stroke.
There. That lasts a really long time.
It's like 30 seconds, isn't it?
It's long. It took longer than that. It was like
I
a
think
whole
it's
minute.
a minute. Yeah, I think it's actually a full minute. We're damn close. Tyler, you still have Monster Hunter World, right?
On PS4, yeah.
We should play it sometime. because Matt found my copy for me, because I lost it when we moved. There. What do you mean it can't upload? What?
Is that just not something you can do? Is they don't allow it or something?
Well, we'll wait and see what happens when I go to do it.
Yeah, I tried to upload it to the cloud, see if you can do it with a fucking USB stick. Oh, man, that was gonna be my ticket to finally platinuming this game. I'm gonna have to, like, play it again and choose ending 1. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, that was weird. She just, like, turned invisible for a few seconds, or teleported 5 feet away.
Yep. So does she have copies now?
No.
No? Okay.
You know, it sure is taking a long time for me to deplete her health pool, considering how much damage I'm doing.
Well, you
Got a
are
new person
you are.
to the Discord.
Yeah.
What?
That might be the new DM guy.
Excelsior.
Yeah, RS2 Excelsior. You actually found a DM?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you guys didn't tell me that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I forgot that you weren't in this conversation at the very beginning.
So
No wonder you were so enthused about that. Okay.
yeah, we found a DM.
Explains a lot. Cool.
Okay, let me open up the page here. I think I have it open. Yeah, because he was talking about like what the theme of it is. He wants to do well. We were talking about it. We decided on a level 1 combat heavy, fast track leveling kind of game. So he's going to work with that. And yeah, so the actual description he puts in here, although he's probably going to work on it later. The 14th Legion has kept its portion of the Imperial border safe from raids, warlords, and other outside threats for years. Recently, though, something has happened. The roads are less patrolled. Barbarian probes have gone unanswered, and the people living on the border have become increasingly nervous. And rumor has it that many people have begun experiencing terrible nightmares far more frequently than usual.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's doing a homebrew setting, something that looks like the Roman Empire of the Rhine frontier. Your character might be local citizens concerned about the state of things, soldiers or militia who are dissatisfied with their commander's lack of response, or Imperial officers sent to see what is going on in the region. Yeah.
I'm assuming my class choice is okay in that setting, huh?
Well, we have to talk to him about it. I'm sure he'd be okay with anything, though. If not, I mean...
I'm still trying to figure out if I just want to play as Cam Weatherin and do a Catfolk Rogue, or if I want to pick a different race and make a whole new character altogether and try Mesmerist.
I mean, Mesmerist did seem to intrigue you.
That's
Yeah,
just because mind control is a huge fetish of mine.
And again, I'm not saying this as any sort of like deterrent, because I like the sound of Mesmerist myself. I'm really intrigued by like the amount of third-party support that is for Pathfinder, and I believe Mesmerist is one of the third-party options.
It's not. No, it's official.
Oh, you're right. It is. It's one of the occult classes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
You're welcome.
What I'm saying though is I don't think there'd be a problem with third party, because I've been getting a lot of words from people talking about third party stuff for Pathfinder, and the general consensus is that it's all really well designed and like well balanced. So, yeah.
Okay. So,
compared to 5th edition.
Okay, so we gotta go to the Nightmare Frontier. I'm assuming both of you guys have access to that place.
I don't, but I'll go get it.
Nightmare Frontier.
Yes.
The place that you reached from the lecture building? The first
Yes,
floor?
I never opened it up.
Neither did I. I just got to go to the lecture building now and run over there.
Okay, well, I'll be at the Nightmare Frontier waiting for you guys. We just gotta kill Amygdala, and then we can...
Wait, did I? I never opened up the lecture hall first floor.
But you can get there from the second floor.
Yeah, just
There's
go
a
down
ladder
where
in the
Patches
corner.
is.
Okay.
I wonder if I'll get invaded again.
You know, if you wanted to have the guy talk, you could bring him in here to talk with us about the game if you wanted.
Oh, I didn't
Sure, that
know
wouldn't
if
be a problem.
I didn't know if you guys would be okay with that
I mean, it'd be nice for us to meet him, don't you think?
during the stream.
I guess it would be up to Kaze then.
It's up to you guys. I almost rang my big bell. That would have been dumb. Small bell ringing. Oh, we didn't choose a password, did we?
No. Let's see. What should our final password be? Let's see. Failed mascots. Failed mascots. Oh, how about Sonic?
I like the way you think.
Right, ringing the big bell.
We should. It's too late now because I'm already ringing. We should have made it Sanic.
Sonic.
But Sonic is so successful.
Fair point.
Isn't he getting a movie? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's getting a movie. I'm trying to get down to where Patches is, but I've lost all sense of direction.
Literally, it's in the back right corner where the giant is. There's
Oh,
a
okay.
ladder that leads down.
All right. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sanic the
Sonic.
Hedgehog.
You can really move.
Sognog the Hedgehog. Ah, fuck. Oh, it's so beautiful. You gotta see it. It's so wonderful and terrible. I'm dying.
Holy fuckles, here comes Knuckles.
Oh, I never noticed that before. What's his face's chair is in the lecture hall. The old man. Forget his name.
Willem?
German?
Oh no, Willem. Yeah, Willem's rocking chair is in the lecture hall, right in the same room with Patches.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why is it not summoning me?
I don't know. I mean, we both have the same password on. Sonic, all lowercase letters. SONIC.
Oh, there it is.
As soon as we
S-O-N.
start complaining about it.
Oh god, I can't.
That's just how it is with tech. As soon as you start bitching, tech's like, fine, I'll do it.
Okay, he says he's okay with being added, so...
Okay.
Wait, how do I add him? I mean, it's not letting me... It's not on the list.
Is he on your friends list?
You might need to friend him, yeah. So you can right-click his name in your messages and go friend, yeah. Okay, I'm here. Network.
Sonic.
Sonic. Chronic the Hedgehog.
No, God, please. That's all we need is weed culture in Bloodborne.
Small resonant bell. Small resonant bell? Excuse me, why can't I ring? I can't ring.
Are you currently offline?
No. Oh, the sinister bell just resonated as soon as I got here.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I'll just kill myself. Goodbye, cruel world.
Oh, we're being invaded too.
Elfio RG has arrived. RS2 Excelsior. Excelsior.
His avatar is a Roman soldier in a tank.
I see that. that's a wonderful piece of work right there.
I love it.
I love it too, actually. Gives me a good impression of what kind of guy this is.
Don't gank, kids!
God, that just ripped him apart. Like, Jesus. Seriously, that just ripped him apart. Okay, my chime is searching.
Okay, Excelsior says just a sec.
Sure.
Okay, is that you? I think we picked you up. Yep.
Yeah, that's me.
The new...
The Dark Node.
No. God, that sounds nothing like I thought it would when I started watching the show. Because it doesn't actually sound that much like Newt. It sounds like... Like... No, not even... No. It's like...
Nerd.
Yeah, like that.
Like you saying nut, not Newt?
Yeah.
Maybe it's supposed to be the Dark Nut.
Dear
And what show are you talking about?
Pingu.
Pengu?
Pingu.
Is that what?
Pingu.
Pingu?
Pingu, yes. It's a children's show. That's where Newt came from. That's where the meme started. That's from that. It's a kid's show about a penguin who lives with his family and his little sister, and he's a fucking jerk to everyone. And it's awesome. And he's best friends with a is it a walrus? Yeah, I think it's a walrus. Who keeps eating his fish.
Okay,
I always
so,
like what?
question.
What?
If I've already spoken to Patches in the lecture building, like behind the door, I can't shoot the bell-ringing lady from here.
The hunter guns are powerful.
Oh, the hunter over here.
Well, I heard Excelsior coming. I didn't say anything about that.
Hi, Excelsior.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow, good
You
mic
have
quality.
exceptionally good audio quality.
Yeah. I was gonna say. That's awesome.
Are y'all being sarcastic or what? Because I'm just
No,
on my.
No.
Like, legitimately, you have a super clear mic.
Yeah.
It's literally just the built-in mic I've got on my laptop, so I'm kind of surprised. But
Wow.
Well, that means
So am I then,
better
'cause
than,
Damn,
than
it
all of our
it actually sounds really good. It sounds better than mine does, and this one was $50.
Yeah.
well, dang.
Okay, bell-ringing woman's dead.
Yay.
So, no more invasions. Yeah, we're playing Bloodborne right now.
Nice.
But if you want to watch, you can go to twitch.tv/Dachimotsu. This is probably going to be our last stream. We've been playing for weeks. We're in New Game Plus. Almost to the final boss.
Yeah, definitely close. Ooh, I'm surprised that we got an answer on the, on the whole social fair DM thing so quick. I expected it to take a lot longer than it did.
I get responses pretty quick on Giant in the Playgrounds. That's why I go there. Okay, the Winter Lantern's dead.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh god. It murdered the ever-loving shit out of me.
Nope.
Okay.
I forgot I didn't have good frenzy resist.
Okay, I'll hit the shortcut and then come back and get you. Okay, so, Excelsior, what do you want us to call you?
Excelsior's fine. Richard's fine. Doesn't really. Yeah, Richard.
Richard. Yeah, well, we should probably introduce ourselves to you then.
Nope, I'm dead too.
Wow, that's quite a name.
Tyler, you smartass.
Richard,
No.
my name is PJ.
All right. Pleased to meet you.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Kaze.
All right. Glad to meet y'all.
Thank you. So what's your experience with Pathfinder then?
I've been playing Pathfinder for a while. I got into 3.5 back in, probably 4 or 5 years ago now, and switched over. Our group was back in college. We switched over to Pathfinder pretty quick. So mostly Pathfinder, a little bit of 3.5, very little 5th edition. But Pathfinder's kind of the system that I enjoy running the most. So.
Horribly house-ruled 4th edition is our most experience. But we did play 5th edition for a year. We played a short adventure in Furry Pirates.
Just for fun.
We were going to play Call of Cthulhu and this one other Fallout style adventure, but we never actually got around to it.
Hmm. It's hard to get everything together to make it work.
And we also did one game of Toon, which went horribly.
Yeah.
I've messed around with Call of Cthulhu a little bit. It's a pretty fun little system. Very different from D&D. Things will kill you and rip out your sanity very easily. Never touch 4th edition.
Well, it's like the Angry GM says. 4th edition is the best edition of D&D that no one wants to play.
Yeah. I've heard very mixed things. I've heard most people either absolutely love it or absolutely hate it.
The problem is, I think 4th edition works best for low-level characters, because the higher level you get, it just becomes far too bogged down in its own number systems.
16-page character sheet.
Oh, gosh.
And just
defensive values of over 40.
Yeah. And too many slots for magic items. Way too many slots for magic items.
Oh, God.
There's too much There's too much micromanagement in 4E in the late.
Don't even get us started on power attacking.
Oh my god. But no, you just head to the boss. I'm right in front of the gate.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we still need to get all the way around, kill the bell-ringing woman, hit the shortcut.
How did you already get to the gate, Tyler?
I just ran there. Why do you even ask me those questions? That's all I ever say.
Okay, so this time we're just gonna run past the Winter Lanterns, fuck fighting them.
You have to wait a little bit, because they can still kill you pretty easily. Your best bet is to drop down the ledge in the start there, and just wait for the first one to pass, then you can make it through pretty easily.
It really, really sucks that they just... I don't know if they put like some kind of barrier there or something, but they made it just so that you can't hit the bell-ringing woman with bullets from a distance. You gotta...
it's not easy. You run around and stab her like I did.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You can't kill her early. Throw your boulder at you.
Still, with as much as we had to house roll 4E like crazy because we had no idea how to actually play it back then,
Oh god.
it still ended up being pretty enjoyable for us though for a couple of years.
Nice. I mean, it lasted long. We played it.
How
did you just get killed by the boulders? Splash damage.
The boulder... Wait, is there another giant? Oh, there's one all the way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why there's no reason to fight them.
Yeah.
I was
like, literally, there's no reason to fight anything. Just walk past it.
I was just trying to make that last little passage safe so that I could prepare myself for the Winter Lantern.
Again, you don't have to fight the Winter Lantern.
Fine. Then I'm just gonna run past everything. I'm gonna try it your way.
Yeah, I'm putting on sedatives, and I'm just gonna.
But you know it never works that way for you, though. You know it doesn't. All right.
I'm putting on my entire Ashen set, and then I'm gonna try to at least get the shortcuts.
Yeah, just don't run past the Winter Lantern just right in its face. You know, drop down the ledge and wait for it to pass. Yeah.
Right, so.
Well, with sedatives and the Ashen Hunter set, it should be easy enough.
So.
The highest.
Richard.
Yes.
Are there going to be any restrictions on classes and races?
Leaning toward not. Pathfinder does have quite a few options in terms of both like just raw classes and class archetypes. Since I'm planning on running something in basically a homebrew setting, but a homebrew setting that I really don't have like a lot of details already set in my head for. Like if there's a particular race you want to play or a particular class you want to play, we can work it into the setting.
Wonderful. Okay.
Based on my post, I'm planning on basically being a something that's a more or less a ripoff of the Roman Empire to greater or lesser degrees. So
we kind of figured you were a fan of the Romans.
Yeah. I mean, it's a period of history that I'm fairly familiar with and kind of works well for a D&D setting. So, sure. I figured that that was a decent enough place to pull.
That's got to be like great to have that sort of knowledge base and everything for building stories. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, blatantly ripping off of history is a fairly decent place to start for DMing.
Well, I mean, come on. Good artists, right? Good artists intimidate. Great artists steal.
Yep.
Just like you stole that quote from me that I stole from someone else.
Right, exactly. Right.
And I mean, you're gonna find more like weird situations and like interesting plot devices in history than you're gonna be able to come up with on your own.
Right.
Damn it. Wait, how am I not dead?
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
now I'm dead.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how much like y'all have like looked over the Pathfinder rules or whatnot, but I'm fairly willing to let things in terms of races, classes, whatever.
Oh,
Um,
I had a question that was really confusing me as I was looking to the core rule book.
sure.
What are the actual differences between extraordinary abilities and supernatural abilities?
Most basic difference, an extraordinary ability works in an anti-magic field. 9 times out of 10, you don't actually have to worry about the difference at all. Their extraordinary abilities do work in areas where magic is suppressed. Supernatural and spell-like abilities, I believe, do not. And there's a couple of like really, really minute distinctions between a supernatural and a spell-like. Usually, it's not that big a deal to worry about, but.
Okay.
So would it be proper then to just assume that a supernatural ability isn't actually magic then? I guess is a good way of putting it, or
It's magic in nature, but it's not a spell. It's like this is some sort of supernatural. I hate to supernatural ability is a supernatural ability, but it's some sort of ability that the person or creature kind of inherently has.
so for example, if a creature naturally is on fire, that wouldn't be canceled out by an anti-magic field.
Again, it depends on the exact type of it.
Okay, all right, then don't worry about it. We won't get into it.
I do remember reading both supernatural abilities and spell-like abilities are affected by anti-magic fields. But
Right.
extraordinary are not. So.
Right.
Well, I know that I think I was reading through for psionic stuff is considered extraordinary, right?
Psionic?
Psionic.
Psionic, yeah.
I haven't played around too much with psionics. I
Okay.
think the psionic system for Pathfinder is actually third party. There's a psychic magic system, which I also haven't played around too much with that, and I cannot remember if that's affected by anti-magic fields. Gut says that it is, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, there's psychic and there's psionics, which are similar but not exactly. Psychic magic is like Paizo first party. Psionics is another company that's published a system, I think, based on the 3.5 psionics.
Now, yeah, because Peach, there's a ledge to your left down there that you can just drop onto. You don't have to run right past it like that, like you're doing.
I thought there was only the one passage.
No, you don't have to run right through it, yeah. Yeah, that's why, it's not really a big deal just to get past it. There you go. Okay, so yeah, no limitations on race. What about class then? Same thing? Working anything you want?
Pretty much, yeah. I will say there are a couple of classes I think pretty much anything you're going to find in the advanced race guide is going to be fine. As far as races go, there are a few that have been made, like the Drow Nobles, stupidly OP compared to the others. It's not really meant to be like a PC race in a party, but for the most part, yeah, run it by me first. But pretty much anything in terms of class or race, as far as I know, should be all right.
I was probably thinking of running a human gunslinger. That'd be fine.
Sure, Gunslinger's a really fun class. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I finally hit the shortcut. Where are you guys gonna wait for me at? In front of the boss?
Yeah, I'm right in front of you.
Yeah, I just got to the shortcut, so. Oh, goddamn
yeah.
Silverback.
I've been rather buried by the different
Never
classes.
mind.
Oh.
The Silverback knocked me over and then cast lightning, because they can do that, I guess.
Wait, since when?
I don't know. It just brought a lightning bolt out of the sky and blew me away. Werewolves with
What
lightning magic, cool.
What happened? Oh, I got summoned. Fuck. Okay.
What's wrong with you? Of course you got summoned.
Well, I just looked up, saw my screen was black.
I love how afraid you were. You're like, oh my god, no. What?
Ugh.
Okay, I do have one more question about character creation.
Sure.
Or two more questions, actually. First question. Are there restrictions on alignment?
I would prefer not evil, but if you can make an evil character that works with the party, no, there's not a...
Okay, well, that's kind of a given for me. I mean, even if I play as an evil character, they're going to cooperate with the party, even if it doesn't make sense for them to.
Alright, that's fine.
Alright.
I'm waiting at the top of the shortcut
Okay, you can.
since I got murdered by a lightning werewolf. So that's a thing.
All right.
Because that explains where the dark beasts get it.
Okay, and second question, are we going to have a session 0, where you walk us through character creation?
If that's something that you guys want to do, I'm definitely up for doing that.
I would absolutely love to do.
Yeah, given especially like new players for Pathfinder, yeah, I'm definitely willing to just kind of sit down with everybody and...
Because I'm going to admit, I've tried probably 3 times now to make my actual gunslinger, and I just keep getting to the same point, and my brain's just like, and I'm melting. Because it's just too much all at once.
Yeah, because I mean, you may not have played 5th edition before, but compared to the options you have in Pathfinder, it's a little daunting.
Yeah, I played a little 5th edition. That's actually one thing that I like about Pathfinder over 5e. Like, 5e is definitely, it's great for getting, like, new people into it, and, like, if you want, you know, like, having, like, simpler character creation has its advantages, but I like the number of options Pathfinder has. But that can definitely be daunting if you're not familiar.
Yeah, coming off of being mainly now familiar with 5e, and then a year break of 5e, Pathfinder's like trying to read a chemistry like manual.
Yeah.
There's just so much.
There's a lot in there, but a lot of the rules are like, there's a lot of stuff that the 5th edition's just like, yeah, the DM will just kind of judge how to handle this, and Pathfinder's like, I'm going to give you like 3 pages of rules for this situation that might come up once every other campaign. You know, there's a lot there, just tools for DMs.
Yeah. Okay. Oh Christ! Lightning face.
Oh, I guess another question would be like, if you can explain to us maybe an example of a previous, thing that you've run, and maybe some cool moments that happened. Get an idea of what kind of stuff happened before with such stuff.
Sure.
Like what sort of things happen in the games you run?
Yeah, that's.
Usually, gosh, I've had a couple of campaigns that ran all the way. They usually were fairly short, because it was a group of, me and some other students in college, so they were usually like, completed within the space of like a semester or a little bit more so. We ran a higher level campaign, I think we started at 12th level, ended up around 15th or 16th, where the main villain was a tiefling who had been, he and his mother had been banished because he was a tiefling. He was technically rightfully in line for the throne, but nobody knew that he existed. Everyone thought that he was just a normal child who had died as as a young person. So he, of course, raises an army and comes to try to conquer everybody. That one was when I decided that I preferred lower level Pathfinder, because it did get a little bit hairy. It got high level Pathfinder gets a little bit like Rocket Tag. You got my that campaign combat's either the party kind of wiped the floor with him, or I killed the wizard. There was no in between. Yeah, it was let's see. I think that had one of my favorite moments as a DM. tend to like make rough plans based on what I expect the players to do, and one of my sessions they completely just went a direction that I did not expect them to. I planned for this to be the first time that they actually like saw the main boss. It was going to be like, very short, villain monologue, not going into ridiculously long levels, but kind of have a chance for him to make some comments, whatever, and then he teleports out and it's just okay, here's a swarm of mooks to fight, not in terms of defeat them all, just fight them off until you can escape. They decided to teleport away instead because they were badly injured from the last fight, which had, as I mentioned, killed the wizard. So one of our players was a druid who had a spell called teleport through plants. So you touch a plant and you can teleport to any other plant of the same type. Well, they're on this continent that had just recently been discovered and started to explore. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, well, there goes plans out the window. And they're asking you, can we find one back on like our home continent, a plant like this? I'm like, you know what, sure. Someone's going to have one. It was originally just going to be some random plant sitting outside. I was like, you got this exotic plant from this newly colonized area. Chances are you're going to find one in like a nobleman's living room because they paid an exorbitant amount of money to have this random plant shipped over to them because you're a noble. What else are you going to do with your stupid amounts of gold that you have? So I described to them, they cast their spell. I described to them how it was a sylph, a tiefling, I believe we had a tiefling in the party, a Venara, which was a species that no one on this continent had ever seen before, and a dead half-orc all of a sudden appear in this nobleman's parlor room, and the noble's just sitting there, and he's got his hands in his lap like he was holding a book to read, and the book is just sitting on the floor, falling out of his hands. He hasn't noticed, and he's just staring wide-eyed at you. So they are like, sorry for the inconvenience. We're gonna go now. Start to leave. The noble's just still sitting there, staring at the wall in disbelief. And one of them's like, we're gonna take this plant too. We might need it. And picks it up and just walks off with it.
That poor guy must have been like, an entire team of adventurers just teleported into my parlor and stole my plant.
Yep.
What the hell?
He may have. I think he was one of a few NPCs that I've had in various campaigns over the years where after the party encountered them, I just told them that that NPC then swears off drinking for the rest of their life because, clearly that couldn't have actually. But yeah, usually like campaigns I run like decent mix of like combat, a little bit of like RP within the party, depending on what kind of characters they've got built, how much they choose to interact with the NPCs. Usually a little bit of exploration and stuff too. Like that one was set in a lot in like a wilderness continent that was mostly unexplored, which is kind of fun to play around with.
I noticed that you didn't actually refer to any of the characters by their names or anything. I imagine you just forgot about them after it's been so long.
For the most part, actually, yes.
Yeah, okay.
This campaign was 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think now. And actually, I remember I had one character who was not there anymore. This was the character that the Venara player had been playing before. His name was Hobbs. He was a hobgoblin, and he had been previously a bodyguard to a 6-year-old human child named Cal.
Nah. Clever.
I'm trying to think of the names of some of the others, and I just cannot remember them right off the top of my head. I've got a few of the sheets still, and I've got some of the campaign notes. I could probably find them, but yeah, it's just been a long time since and I'm terrible at remembering names, so.
Yeah.
Our 4th edition campaign went on for so very long. It went on for 5 years. At one point, we even started making a wiki for it, but that didn't go very well.
Nice.
No, but we had some really interesting story ideas, though. Some really interesting stuff. I think one of the most interesting ones would probably be Drowhad and what he was.
Oh, yeah.
Most interesting.
See, we had a new player named Warsaw come into the game, And given our current situation in the game's story, we were unable to come up with a rational explanation as to why he was there. So he just kind of appeared, and everybody in the party suddenly remembered him as having always been there. And once in a while, whenever Warsaw couldn't play with us, Johad would disappear and everyone would forget he ever existed. And
Nice.
later on in the story, it was explained that Johad was created as part of this universal force that governed other elements of the story. And eventually he became real, so he no longer disappeared and stuff.
Nice.
It was a very trippy story.
Yep. We also had a one of the characters named Samson, who was run by our friend Bo. It was so insane. He literally became a god of insanity.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Back then it was it was the most terrible thing you could imagine, but also the most wonderful thing you could imagine.
Pretty much. I mean, the whole premise of the campaign was just traveling to different video game worlds.
Nice.
Like we did, we did Castlevania, we did Final Fantasy worlds, we did Majora's Mask at one point, we did Dark Souls twice.
We had a lot of fun mixing around, though, having our own story elements. I remember we always used to take characters from each one to bring it back onto the ship for no foreseeable reason.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah.
Have you ever watched the Animaniacs?
I have vague memories of watching like a little bit as a child, but the details.
Okay, never mind. Have you ever watched Futurama?
A little bit.
Do you know the janitor from Futurama?
I believe so, yeah. At least I've heard references to it.
Scruffy?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was on the ship.
Nice. Yeah, I had probably the longest running game I've done was a solo game. That one went probably 3 years or so from start to finish. But yeah, we made a habit of adopting NPC. There was a hobgoblin fighter who was initially part of just a random encounter. They went to save what was effectively like the head of the religion of the setting. They had been ambushed by hobgoblins, and they found him and his party unconscious. And this hobgoblin, Gorog, was the last hobgoblin that was alive who surrendered. So told him, like, well, I can't go back because I will probably be killed for giving up. So they brought him along, and he became like integral party member.
Hey, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Just hold on 1 second. Kaze, can you tell me how to back up my save data?
Go to down to storage, I believe. Oh wait, no. Is that where you do it? Oh, let me try it again real quick. No, I almost turned my console off. No, back out of there and go down a couple options to application save data management.
Okay, well, I have to close Bloodborne first.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you can continue, Richard.
Alright. Yeah, that happened. There were one or two other times where they found a nest of owlbears and took one of them home to have it trained. But by the time they actually got it trained and up and running, everyone else is too high a level for it to really be an effective combatant.
Actually, here's a question. I have about that. Are owlbears different in the Pathfinder universe compared to in D&D?
I don't think so.
Because owlbears are like sentient creatures, like almost like they're not human level intelligence, but they're pretty close in D&D. Is that the case in Pathfinder?
I don't believe so. I think they're like maybe more than animal level intelligence, but probably still like a 3 or 4 intelligence score. Actually, can't recall right now.
Are they considered goblinoids still?
No, they are most definitely not considered goblinoids in Pathfinder. Didn't know they were in D&D.
Tyler, you're confused. Bugbears are not goblinoids, they're monstrosities.
Okay.
You're thinking of bugbears.
Oh, bugbears. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, bugbears are
Sorry.
goblinoids. Owlbears are a
apologies.
different thing.
My apologies then. Sorry.
An owlbear is like you've got a bear and you take its front legs and replace them with like owl talons and its head and replace it with an owl.
Well, do you really blame me? I mean, they're both bears. Not really.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never really understood where the name of bugbear comes from necessarily.
Oh, it's named after a creature from mythology.
Of course, but
I forget
still.
which culture. Okay, Kaze, what do I do now?
Okay, let me look at your options. Save data in system storage. And then
Upload
it
to
should
online
say-
storage?
Yeah, upload to online storage, or you can upload to a USB, I believe.
Okay, well, it shouldn't take very long. Now I select upload.
Yes.
Do you want to overwrite this save data? I suppose. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, just hit yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause you're
it's done.
overriding it. Okay, nice.
Why did mine take so long and then just fail?
I don't know. But
All right.
okay, so how do I get it back? How do I back it up or restore it once I'm done here?
If you hit back, you'll see save data in online storage.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I
then-
see.
Yeah. I'm gonna close Bloodborne properly and try my upload again. Because I really don't want to have to redo this shit just to.
And as usual, I won't be able to help you for the final boss because I don't have Mikolash defeated. So,
Well,
Do
we
you-
can
Looks
help
like-
you with Mikolash.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
want to do that real quick?
I mean, we could.
I mean, we
but
have
again,
time. It's like only 9. It's 10 o'clock. We have time.
Yeah, but I also go to work at 7 in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
rough.
so taking Mikolash and the Wetners out of the question, I mean, it's going to be probably too late at that point for me.
You never know.
Okay. Then just sit back and relax.
Okay, thank you.
I only have to fight the final boss once anyway. One of the endings doesn't have you fight it.
All right. Right.
I'm trying my upload again real quick.
Yeah, you only have to defeat
Gammon.
yeah, Garmin, that's it. Yeah, that should be easy as pie, honestly.
Okay, I'm gonna.
mean,
get
I'm-
the-
I
I'm gonna
might
get
need
the
help
other
with
thing first.
Well, when he loads back his save, he can help you for sure.
Yeah.
Because what endings do you have to get, Kaze? Just the second one?
I gotta get the first two. Because I did the hardest one so I could get the Burial Blade without going to the New Game Plus.
Okay.
And I ended up not even using the stupid thing.
All right, I'm gonna talk to Gammon now. So everybody, shh.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Farewell, my keen hunter. Fear the blood.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Yonam Sunrise, trophy earned. Okay. I still don't feel like I completely understand the story now that I've seen that ending.
I mean, the point is that, you know, that's like the worst ending, because like nothing changed. Things will continue.
Well,
Things will continue as
the
is.
sun finally rose, didn't it?
The sun will always rise. It's happened multiple times. The thing is that if you do not take it upon yourself to do the umbilical cord stuff and become like another one and defeat the moon presence, that it doesn't matter. The night will come again, and the world will be doomed eventually. All you've succeeded in that case is just being able to live in your life a little bit longer before everything falls to shit. That's all that means.
Oh. Okay
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. Doesn't that kind of infer that Gurman's kind of just wasting his time, though?
Good.
I don't know.
Old son.
What do you think, Kaze?
I think he's being forced to waste his time.
By who?
The moon presence.
I don't quite understand that.
The moon presence is allowing him to make some progress, but it doesn't want to let him do anything that would free him from the dream.
Okay.
So he's forced to try to make some progress to end the dream his own way, but he'll always have hunters do stuff like that, and it will never get far enough to end the dream.
Okay.
It's not until a hunter rises up and says no, and Garment's like, well, fuck you, that
Yeah.
it works.
Okay. So Bloodborne save data, download. Yes. And then it's done, right?
It should be.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yep.
Yep. So one more scene to show off.
Yeah,
And
so
that'll be it, right?
while it's loading. One very interesting story from our 4th edition campaign, which for future reference was called Every Star, short for Every Star in the Universe.
Okay.
Was a very early scene from only the 3rd adventure, I think, where they were going to the final dungeon of the adventure, and there was this dragon.
I knew you were going to be telling this one.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
It's my favorite.
okay, it's this big dragon, right? And one of the characters actually succeeds on their intimidate check to scare the dragon away. So the dragon runs out the window of this airborne castle that he's in and falls to his death.
Excellent.
Because the winged dragon forgot that he could fly.
Well, wasn't it that you forgot that he didn't have wings or something? Or he didn't actually have a fly speed?
No, wait, no. Did it have wings or did it not?
I don't think it had wings. I think it was called something like wing, but it didn't actually have wings.
Yeah,
it
you
didn't have a
assumed it did.
fly speed.
No,
Yeah.
it was the adventure was based on Final Fantasy adventure, so it probably just had a name like Green Dragon or something. Green Dragon,
Yeah.
Red Dragon. So I don't remember if they were winged, but if they weren't, it would make a bit more sense because that means that the dragon was planning to fly out the window
And then-
because it forgot it didn't have wings, and then it
Right,
just
yeah.
fell to its death.
Yeah. Yeah, you forgot the thing couldn't fly and had to jump out the window, and then you're like, oh wait,
it can't fly.
shit.
Nice.
So they beat a dragon with an intimidate check.
What's hilarious though is that when we actually got to the top of that tower, Drohad, who we talked about earlier, actually just jumped from the top of it and basically fell the same distance that the dragon did, and survived.
Hold on, that you're thinking of a different campaign. Drowhead wasn't in the story at that point.
Was that in perhaps the Castlevania one then?
Yes, the Castlevania one came later.
Well, the point was that he still fell like how many stories and survived?
I think he fell 80 feet.
Because Drowhead was a dwarven fighter, so he had a lot of hit points. So he didn't care about taking all that fall damage.
He just tanked it and kept walking.
I mean,
Which-
assuming it's the same fall damage rules. Let's see, that's 8d6 for 80 feet, so that's like what? No, I have to be doing math wrong. That's only like what, 28 damage?
Well, no, this is 4th edition.
Yeah.
And 4th edition.
It was a D10 per 10 feet.
Yeah. And HP was much higher in 4th edition than it is in
Okay.
average.
And I also think he had something that could reduce all incoming damage while it was active.
So something he had those weird temporary hit points things that he had.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got temporary hit points all the time from doing everything. He was impossible to kill, no matter how hard I tried.
Yeah, 'cause
I
he
don't
wasn't-
think you ever downed him.
No, Pyramid had downed him.
Oh, yeah.
Pyramid Head.
But
didn't
that was
finish
that was a supposed to lose fight anyway. wasn't
No,
it?
but
Oh, no,
but-
no. It was possible to win.
Oh.
just remember that Drowhead wasn't a fighter though. He was a separate class. What was it, Weapons Master or something? It was
Oh.
something weird. He wasn't a fighter.
Weapon Master, yes.
Yeah.
No, he was a fighter, just Weapon Master was his,
Oh,
His archetype.
archetype. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I forgot how the
Trickster Rogue and stuff.
Okay. Gonna talk to Gammon one last time, and we're gonna get the other ending, and then the series will be complete.
Dan, can you help me get the endings?
Good hunt now you from this.
Okay. Refuse.
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
No. Another thing, too. When I was looking up other stuff about Cavaliers in Pathfinder, I'm amazed that one of the options for mounts for small characters is a capybara.
What?
You know, I don't think I actually knew that, but I'm not surprised in the least to hear that it
Yeah.
the options for like druid animal companions and things like that are amazing.
One of the standard mounts for like a medium creature is a zebra.
Yep. You can literally play like a druid that has a velociraptor as an animal companion.
Yeah. And I was telling them before about like if I mix two of the archetypes for Cavalier, I think they're called archetypes. They might be called something else.
Yes, archetypes.
Yeah, I could literally have ghost dinosaurs as a mount.
That's-
Right?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the only thing about archetypes, if they replace or modify the same class feature, you're not supposed to be able to stack them. So if they're
Right.
two that both modify the mount, I don't think rules is written they're technically supposed to stack, but certain things, like if they modify them in a way that, it makes sense to apply both, you can kind of have a little flexibility on that.
Right. I'm surprised that they allow you to do that. Like, I really am. Like, just mixing archetypes. That's crazy to me. Like, that's something that D&D would never allow.
Absolutely love like the archetype system in Pathfinder.
D&D
Like, you
does allow it.
Well, mixing it, like, 100%? I don't think the way the Pathfinder does.
Well, there is multi-classing. You
This
could
isn't
always
this isn't multi-classing. Because it doesn't take levels. You just choose it when you start your character.
It's literally mix matching all of the archetypes into one custom class, basically.
Yeah,
Or
you get,
If you want.
yeah. But it's not multi-class because your actual character level is not increasing.
Yeah, like from what I know of 5th edition, like your archetype is just like a branch within the class that you choose to go on. Like Pathfinder archetypes are like,
Okay, hold on.
you want to play as this class, but replace like 1 or 2 of the class features.
Basically. Oops.
And so, the hunt begins again.
Okay, so the 2 base endings effectively have the same result, just the main character's fate is different.
Right.
Yeah, and one you wake up, and one you take over the hosting the dream.
What, so why am I in a wheelchair?
You've taken over Garmin's place.
I'm guessing it's more of just a symbol of status. I don't think your legs really been cut off or anything.
Okay, well,
Okay,
that's it.
that's it. Yeah, sorry to shush you there, by the way. It's just that.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it's something you kind of gotta get used to when you're streaming together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Oh.
we've got the Twitch stream up as well, but it's like a second or 2 behind. I hadn't realized we'd
Right.
gone into like cut.
Yeah. It's actually more like 6 or 7 seconds behind. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad. But
Yeah, I had to mute it so it wasn't getting like double. Yeah.
yeah. Oh god. Okay, well yeah, that's it then.
Okay, I
so-
just counted. It's about
Yeah.
9 seconds behind.
Although you did forget to back up your save again so you can help Kaze though.
I can just re-download it.
Oh, okay.
You don't
Okay.
have to back it up every time you re-download it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that's how it worked or not.
Yeah, downloading it doesn't remove it from the cloud.
Oh, here's another question too. Have you always DM'd or have you been a player as well at points?
Oh yeah, I definitely started out as a player.
Okay.
Let's see. I got into D&D with some friends. Like I said, some friends of mine were running a 3.5 campaign.
Mhm.
Invited me into it. That was my first ever experience with it. And then that was like, I think I was like second half of my freshman or sophomore year. So I think it was sophomore year of college. And then like next semester, I started off like a little short Pathfinder campaign myself.
See,
Mhm.
I had always had a passing interest in D&D from watching, like, Unforgotten Realms and reading Order of the Stick.
Uh-huh.
But we didn't play it until Tyler initiated it by buying the 4th edition Red Box starter kit. Which was terrible, by the way.
Yeah, it did. It's the worst thing ever.
It had like no content, but
And the rules were wrong, because it was all, like, pre-alpha stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
problematic.
And it's still being sold. But
But- it got us our start.
it did. Yeah, it did.
Even though we had, like, a player death immediately.
Yeah.
Because
of
it turns
chest
we
fight.
fucked up that encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, badly.
We did it so wrong.
Dude, we were calculating attack bonuses wrong.
Yeah, we didn't have any idea what to do. We thought attack bonus was also added to damage, so everyone's damage was super high.
Yeah. I had a I had a fight that turned into a TPK in a Pathfinder adventure path because we went into this room. We'd gotten into like the main boss of the first level of the dungeon. We go into this room and we're all bunched together, and the first thing that the bad guy does is chuck a fireball at us. Well, the DM told us after the fight that there was the enemy NPC cleric and there was the friendly NPC wizard, who both had one of the same third level spells and a different second one, and their stat blocks are right next to each other. So the fireball was actually on the wizard's stat block. The cleric shouldn't have had access to it, but by that point, everyone but one member of the party had died, and the one that was left had run away. So.
Oh, I just learned something interesting that I did not know.
Yeah.
If you just walk right up to Gammon and attack him without talking to him, it automatically chooses the refuse option.
Yeah.
Okay, I went in there, I used the bold hunter's mark, so now I can ring my small bell.
Well, I still need help with the wet nurse.
Oh, you haven't done that yet? Okay.
No. In fact, I'm going to need help with it twice, because I made my backup before that.
Well, whatever.
It'll be fast.
Just make your backup again after we meet her.
It took 6 minutes.
So you'll wait 6 minutes. We got 6 minutes.
It'll be faster to just restore it and kill her again. It'll take like a minute.
I don't want to fight her 2 more times.
You got time. Dude.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll meet you up by the boss gate because I already unlocked the shortcut.
Yeah, I'm already teleporting to it. The boss lantern, that is.
Do you have one question just about y'all's preferences for character creation? Do you have a strong opinion toward rolling for ability scores versus...
Well, rolling for ability scores really is at the player's discretion, I feel, because it can either make a ridiculously overpowered character or a ridiculously underpowered character, depending on how lucky or unlucky you are.
It can, yeah.
Personally, whenever I make NPCs based on character classes or sample character sheets for new players to use, or to replace characters that die just mid-session, I always use point buying.
So would y'all rather just stick with point buy then for building these?
I kind of like the randomness that rolling lets you have.
And I am intrigued by this one rolling system that Pathfinder suggested in the core rulebook that I'd never heard of before, where you take a pool of 24 dice and assign them to the ability scores as you see fit, with a minimum of 3 each.
That one is interesting. I haven't really tried that yet. I've done just the standard, 46, take the best 3. I've done 1 or 2 games where we rolled 2d6 and added 6, which tends to, have a little bit higher ability scores. I haven't tried the dice.
I did try it a couple times, just like to see what the results could be, and it seems to mainly just leave you with between average to max stats.
Right.
But again, like at a point you end up wasting dice most of the time because you still can't get above 18.
Right.
Yeah, so...
And I think if I recall correctly on that one, you still just take the best 3, don't you? Regardless of how many you assign to it, or is that incorrect?
When you choose the stat, and then you choose how many dice you're going to roll for that stat, and that's what you get. But you still only max at 18. So if you get like a 24, it's still 18.
Right.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, if you could get like above 18s from character creation, that'd be ridiculous.
With your permission, I think a more preferable way of doing the 24 d6 system is to simply roll them one at a time, see what number I get, and then add them to an ability score, each one starting at 0.
Well, that gives you too much control, though, I feel.
Yeah, the actual rules of the dice pool are you choose the stat, and then you choose how many dice.
Well, I could roll all ones.
Well, the point is, if you can choose after you roll it, whether it gets assigned, that gives you too much freedom. Because that means you can basically just choose exactly what everything gets.
Okay, well, can I roll them one at a time anyway? Like, I choose the ability score, decide that I'm going to roll for it, and then just roll one die?
Well, if you do that, then you could be like, well, the first one got like a 5, so I better roll again to make sure it gets a little bit higher. So it's still
Yeah, that still does break its rule. I mean, if Richard's cool with that,
then,
but
I'm just going to go with my original plan then.
What's that?
You have to roll 3d6 for each ability score anyway, so that only leaves you with 6 extra dice.
Yeah.
Then I'll just use 2 dice for the ability scores that I need to focus on after that. Did I do that?
I think personally, in terms of ability scores, I prefer to pick either between the standard like 46 best 3 for each one, or point buy. I am willing, if you want to give the dice rolls a try, but still have the safety net that point buy provides, to let you roll, and then if you just get absolute crap, to switch over and do point buy.
Yeah. I think I'll either just use the 46 minus 1 or, the point buy system.
Okay.
yeah, I'm just gonna do 40. Oh god.
I'm glad you have enough of an opinion to like what you want to do. I'm happy about that. So
Personally, when I'm building characters, I like, having that little bit of a random element that I can't control. Like, I like having, roll the ability scores and then, see what I can work with there. But I do understand, like, you can get characters that are comparatively strong.
the way I like to run characters is I prefer to have them have one completely miserable thing. Like, I like them to be like terrible at one thing in particular.
Yep.
But it's really hard. Yeah. Well, it's not really a matter of dump stat, because like if your dump stat's like 12, it's not really that bad.
Right.
Like I want it to be like 5.
Right.
Yeah, but if I'm going to make Cam Weatherman in Pathfinder though, it's really difficult for me to choose any one stat to dump for her, especially since things like athletics are based on strength. Because I need her to focus on dexterity and intelligence. Those are the most important things for a rogue. And charisma, just for flavor. But then after that, strength can be low, constitution can be low, and wisdom can be low. But I don't want any of them to
dump to shit.
I don't want any of them to be sub 10.
The thing about like athletics with Pathfinder, especially as you start getting a few levels under you, like the skill ranks are going to matter a decent bit more. Like, you can have an average to slightly below average strength, and especially since all of those skills are class skills for the rogue, still have good scores in the various like climb, swim, etc. Acrobatics, especially because that one's dex based. But yeah.
Okay. Are there going to be many opportunities where you swim, but you don't use athletics? Oh, wait, swim is a skill in.
Swim is a separate skill, yes.
Yeah, swim is its own skill in the older editions.
Yeah, and much like older editions as well, you can make custom skills as well, right?
You can.
Well, that's mainly just for like craft and knowledge, right?
Mostly, yes.
Okay, all right.
I don't think I've ever really seen someone be like, "Hey, there's a skill that I don't think it is like really covered. Can I have this? This particular skill."
This
Just
is
another misinterpretation then.
This is my stair climbing skill.
Yeah.
I can, it's a max, so I can step 10 steps at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're going to walk into Gammon's room, Bold Hunter's mark out, and then summon me, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but he hit me out of my Bold Hunter's mark. Because he can do that, apparently.
In your history of playing Pathfinder as well, have what would you say has been the most interesting character you've crafted?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one.
Okay, well then what? How about this? What is an interesting character you've crafted?
I still one of my favorite ones to play and whatnot was actually my very first Pathfinder character. He was a gnome sorcerer, dragon blood sorcerer. So sorcerers get a bloodline, which I'd chosen blood of a dragon, and you get a certain set of bloodline abilities based on that. And the first level ability for a Dragonblood sorcerer is you can grow claws. So obviously a sorcerer's not really built as a melee class, but I decided, he's got these claws, he's going to be able to at least use them. So like I gave him a fairly decent dex score. I gave him weapon finesse, which was in a lot of ways a waste of a feat, but I wanted to have it, so why not? Well, it turns out that we had a party of basically all casters, and my little gnome sorcerer was basically the scrappiest character in the party. Completely focused on fire magic. Like, again, not the most optimized of choices, but it was fun. And he had Gold Dragon's bloodline, so fire dragon. Yeah, there was one session where there was a player who was having to pull out of the campaign. So I don't think he was actually there. I don't think he was actually present. But the DM was running his character, and the character was going to die. We knew that, like, as players. But in character, my little guy was going to do everything he could to keep this guy alive. So when he was downed, when he was like downed in one of the combats, like this little gnome is dragging this like 300-pound dwarf across the floor, and fighting tooth and nail to try to get him away from the monster that we were trying to, just basically bypass at this point. He was too tough for us to like, kill outright, but he wasn't going to pursue us. It was an inevitable. He'd be given orders to guard the portal, so if we like went through it, well, he can't leave because he's been ordered to guard it. But yeah, Furious was his name. He was a lot of fun to play.
Did he just visceral you?
Yes, he did.
I didn't know he could do that.
Neither did I.
It's going to take a long time for me to look through all the different options that are in the game there to figure out what I want to do. Because even just looking at the base stuff available, it's like there's still so many options.
Right.
And I assume like you haven't had experience with every single one of them, seeing them, so there's no way I could come to you to like just be like, what's the coolest one?
Yeah, I've definitely not played every single class. But like if you have a general idea of like the type, like the rough type of character you want to go for, I can maybe give you like some things to look at.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's difficult. When we do our session 0, I could give you more information about it to work it out for sure. Because I think race-wise, I think I'm going to probably do a gargoyle. I'm going to see how that goes. If you'll let it happen.
Gargoyle, I have to double check it, but I think that's one of the ones that it's definitely not like in the ARG.
Okay.
It's not. It's like a standard quote unquote player race. I'll take a look at it, but I think that's one of the ones that is built on like a fairly significantly higher power level than some of the other.
It is one of the monstrous races. If you say no to it, that's fine. I'll pick something else.
I mean, like, how integral is that to your character concept in general?
Well, right now I don't really have much of a concept, so it's not really all that integral. I was basically looking for cool stuff. That's all.
Right.
And go from there.
Yeah, Tyler likes being extremely unique.
I try to be. The entire gimmick was supposed to be something along the lines of, a gargoyle that works with a thief, and they sneak into like highly prestigious places by pretending to be a sculpture in work in the guy's wagon.
Okay.
So he sneaks them into places. That's what the idea was supposed to be. But
well, two things that you could potentially look into.
Yeah.
There is a race called the Oread, which is basically the plane touched by the plane of Earth. I think that one might have an alternate racial trait that allows you like a bonus to stealth to like basically just stand really, really still. I honestly can't remember if that's the case or not. I haven't played around with Oreads too often.
I can look around it.
The other thing that you could consider, Sorcerer Bloodlines I was telling you about, there is one, the Gargoyle Blooded, that basically gives you that ability to stand really still and pretend you're a statue. And with that, you could be any race, as long as you take that particular bloodline.
And obviously that'd probably be more useful.
Probably.
Yeah. Then I can't shoot water out of my mouth.
I'm sure there's a spell for that.
I don't actually see Gargoyle on the race list.
Depends on where you're looking. I know they have it on the D20 PFSRD.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's there.
It's
Yeah.
literally right there. I'm just blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very powerful race. 31 plus race points. Whatever that
Ba-
means.
Well, basically, if when created, it operates 2 levels higher than a standard player. It's like how
Basically.
it works. Yeah. But what'd you say the other one was called, though? I should
The
look into it.
Oriad.
Oriad. Okay.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it looks like Oread. Okay, Oriad. Got it. Oh, so they're like they're like djinns.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
There's a set of like 4 separate races. There's the Oriad, which are attuned to Earth. There are the Undines, which are attuned to water. Sylphs, which are attuned to air, and Efreet, which are attuned to fire. And they're kind of like humans, but with like an elemental, like ancestry, elemental like blood in.
I might have to look into those, actually. 'Cause that sounds kind of cool.
Another
Efreets are a
one.
lot of fun.
Another one that's really interesting is Black Folk. I like to look
Yep.
at those guys.
Meet you at the wet nurses for the last time, PJ?
Oh, I totally forgot you had to do that. I'm actually fighting the secret moon presence.
Oh.
I mean, I soloed Murderous Witness. You can do it, right?
I mean, I'm not as good at the game as you are, but I guess I could try.
Just stay behind her and then run around in circles when they do the storm thingy. I can't believe
Wait,
I'm beating the secret moon presence this easily. I thought it was supposed to be like unbelievably difficult.
As far as I know, it has infinite health. So even if you get to 0, it won't die.
Oh, well,
But you can try. See if
might
it,
as
see
well
if
get it to 0.
Yeah. You do remember how to get out of there too, right?
Yeah.
You have to remember. Now, what I'll probably do is I'll probably go into like a random jump generator and just roll a number and see what race I get and go from that.
That's fair.
Because it's sometimes if you can't make a decision, it's the easiest way, right?
I would say anything unlisted under core races, featured races, or
it's dead.
uncommon races.
Oh, okay, it dies. All right,
I beat it.
all right. So, what was that? Core, advanced, or no? You said core.
Core, featured, and uncommon. Are you looking at the
Core.
D20 PFSRD?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the left-hand column on the races
Okay.
on the main page.
All right. Core, featured, or uncommon. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay, no lantern appears, and it doesn't give any blood echoes. Or insight. Or anything. Oh well. Magic super boss beaten.
Not technically. Okay, but
There's
no,
someone
I
else
do
here
have-
right now.
There is?
Yeah, there's a ghost of a player.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but I have work, so I'm going to get out of here, guys, okay?
Okay. Thanks to everybody who came into the stream to watch. Thanks to Excelsior who came in to talk to us about Pathfinder the whole time.
Sure.
And thanks to my $50 Patreon patron, Gray Sky. Your support means a lot to me, and I am working on your picture. Just, I had work all weekend. So,
No,
we'll see you all tomorrow night in Final Fantasy VII. So good night, everybody.
bye.
Bye.